What's up, guys? So when I left off, just got this thing gutted. I just got the engine out, and now I am going to start doing some fabrication on it. Pretty excited about that. Pretty excited to see some things going forward on this thing. Right now, I am just getting set up. I am going to actually be mocking up this aluminum fuel cell in the trunk here. So I plan on keeping factory seats, like I've said, factory back seats anyway. And I want to keep factory carpet for noise reduction. Right here was actually a solid piece of wood that went over this to make it a flat platform. And my goal is when I pull all of this out, I want to be able to put a firewall here over my fuel cell so that my fuel cell is completely and totally separated from the passenger compartment. I plan on hooning in this thing and doing a lot of crazy stuff, and I really want to be safe. I do not want my fuel cell having any issues catching fire or anything like that. So, like I said, I'm going to be putting a firewall here. So right now, I guess I'm going to set my fuel cell here and see about how I can start getting it mocked up. All right, so I got it set in here, and you can see, if you look down all four corners, it looks like it'll just perfectly fit in the circle where the spare tire was. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this lip all the way around. I'm going to cut it all the way around, cut it completely out of here, and see about setting the fuel cell in here to get it mocked up. So let's get started. Well, I think this is the point of no return. Alright, so now that I got out of there, I'm going to need to get this exhaust out, which shouldn't be too much. It's just a few of these older style rubber hangers. Let's see. I think I have a solution. Here we are. Got a big old hole, but big enough for a fuel cell. So let's get to fabricating. All right, so after running to the steel yard, I got some 3/4 inch square stock steel, and I'm gonna start making a little frame for my fuel cell. My plan is to go under and actually attach to the frame rail that's right here, just past where I cut on both sides. I'm gonna go down with a cradle that's gonna go under and hold the whole thing. So let's get started. All right, so jumping under the car, you can see that I've got the frame rails cleaned off up here. Down here, I am starting to get some measurements for what I can do as far as a cross pattern. I am actually gonna come down with 2 pieces of the 3/4 inch square stock. I'm gonna go along the entire bottom of it and connect to the frame rail back there that you can see. Go back up with it. It's gonna hang just about this low, a little bit higher actually, which is gonna keep it nice and tucked up out of the way. I wanna make sure it's not something I'm gonna be bashing all the time. And I also wanna make sure that it gives me a little bit of cargo space. Right now you can see I'm up a little higher than I was, but I'm not super crazy into the cargo space area, which is important to me. I wanna be able to use the car as a car and make sure that I can throw stuff back here. Like I said, my goal is to be able to take this thing to a drift event, throw a couple sets of tires back here and a jack, and still have enough room for me and a friend, or me and my girlfriend, to get to the track and have a good day. So let's get back at it and see what I can come up with. Dang, look at this. This is awesome. All right, so I got the fuel cell set in here. It's looking pretty good. I think I have an idea of how I'm going to mount it. I've been looking at it for a minute. What seems like it might be the simplest option is I'm actually going to get a piece of this 3/4 inch stock, and I'm going to lay it across the top of these tabs on both sides. See tabs on this side as well. It's a little dark over here. But I'm going to lay it across these tabs, and I'm going to bolt it to the frame that I made that goes underneath, and that's actually going to hold the tabs down and pinch it in place, as well as keep it from going back and forth because the bolt's going down. I'm going to do that on both sides, bolt it into place, and I don't think this thing will be going anywhere. So I'm going to get on cutting some bars and getting that mocked up. And just like that, I've got a couple bars marked up. I do not have hardware for this. I'm actually going to run to the hardware store real quick, but you can see if I just slide that in there. This is in essence what it's going to be. It's going to pinch the tabs down, hold the fuel cell into place. I've got bars on both sides, so I should be able to do that on both sides. Once it's all pinched into place, it should be super solid and actually not needing anything else. Next, I'm going to start working on possibly mocking up a firewall. Like I said, I want to make sure that this is completely separate from the passenger compartment. I don't want any dangerous activities to lead to me getting hurt. All right, so I'm back from the hardware store. I got a bunch of nylock nuts, some washers, and some all thread. And my logic here is actually that I am going to send this all thread in. I'm going to hold it flush with the bottom, and I'm going to weld it to the frame that's actually welded to the car. That way when you take it out, you just unbolt it, you slide straight up off of there, and then after that slide straight up off of there, the tank's free. And that's it. So I'm gonna pull this tank out, I'm gonna get everything mocked up and get those all four welded in. Get this bolted in and see how it feels. Sweet, so it's done, welded into place. I got these upright little tabs in, or studs, so I can slide these bars right on over, bolt them down, and that should hold the fuel cell in place. So let's get it fit up. That bar in. That bar in. Sweet. Well, I think that means my fuel cell is pretty well mounted. It's pretty well tucked up out of the way. It is definitely above the bumper, which is awesome. It feels super stout, and I don't think it's going to be moving anywhere. Well, unfortunately, I got to wrap it up for the night. I've got 2 roommates. It's getting late. It's after 10 p.m. and I probably shouldn't be grinding on a Wednesday night. I got neighbors real close and everything too. So I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna try and get back at it first thing in the morning. But I'm pumped with everything I got done. I got the fuel cell in, bolted down. I got everything tacked together. All I gotta do is cut this off the body, finish welding it out, get a layer of paint on it, and put it back in. Stoked to see this in. Tomorrow I might start running fuel lines. I want to start getting this hole covered up and start seeing some progress on this.